What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Lucas, Centralian Exotics here. If this is your first time joining me today, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. To my returning subscribers, good to see you again. Always appreciate your support. So I know it has been a little while since I was able to crank out a new video, a new vlog. Holiday season, right? You know, everything gets a little crazy, even with COVID. Just trying to stay connected to family during this time. But I hope everybody out there has had a wonderful holiday season given the circumstances. We finally made it to the new year. But anyway, today I figured I would turn on the camera and update everybody on what I have going on here. It's a very exciting time of the year in my snake room. I did pick up a little last minute addition to the collection before the holidays, so I will be showing you that. It is that time of the year where I'm starting to cycle snakes for breeding, so I will be attempting to pair up some Bredl's pythons this year. The plan there is for me to put together 4 pairs of Bredl's pythons this year, so fingers crossed that I actually am able to produce quite a few clutches this season. You know, if I only hit on 50%, we're still talking about potentially 30 to 40 baby Bredli, so I'm very excited. Best case scenario, if we get all 4 clutches, we could have quite a few more than that as well. Super excited about that. I'm going to show you what I'm pairing this season. And then in addition to that, I just also wanted to mention briefly that in addition to pairing up Bredli for Centralian Exotics, I'm actually going to be collecting a whole bunch of data and researching the clutches this season for my grad school thesis. I've talked about this on various podcasts, but for those of you that don't know, I am going to be starting out as a grad student in the master's program at West Liberty University for zoo science biology. What I've decided to look into for my thesis is I will be comparing the reproductive success and neonate fitness of artificially incubated Bredl's python babies versus maternally incubated Bredl's python babies. And I'm really excited because in addition to my animals here that will be a part of that study and the Bredli on campus at West Liberty, Nick Mutton is also going to be working with me on this particular study. So that's really exciting. You know, Nick is obviously such a wealth of knowledge and a prominent figure in the academic side of herpetoculture in the United States. So to get him on board is going to be so awesome. All right, let's look at some snakes. Number 1 is going to be the pair of double het stonewash stripes that I tried to produce last season. All right, and there is Goji. This is the female for this pairing. Double het, so het for stonewashed, het for genetic stripe. Going on 5 years old, definitely of age and proper size to produce for me this year. So I'm very excited. Beautiful snake, a little bit on the darker side, which I actually happen to like with Bredl's pythons and is more typical of that Lazic price line. But one thing I really like and notice with those as well is that their lighter parts, their cream banding, it kind of has a little bit of like a green tint to it in the right light. I'm not sure if camera will pick that up, but it's interesting, and that's something that I really enjoy seeing. Fingers crossed here. Let's see her boy. All right, and this is Tomato. So double het male, stonewash stripe. Is also fairly dark. He has that really nice contrast, very clean banding, and that kind of green tinge to the lighter parts as well. They are definitely alike phenotypically. The offspring from this pairing are going to include stonewashed animals, which are going to be completely different in pigment based on that morph, as well as genetic stripe animals, which tend to be a little bit darker. And then fingers crossed that we also get some double visual animals. Stonewash stripe combination is a really cool looking morph. It kind of creates like a crazy barbed wire looking pattern. The stripe is not clean. Fingers crossed we hit on that. It would be really cool to get a couple of those. There aren't many of them in the world yet. Definitely something we're shooting for. Also, fun fact, Tomato, this guy, is the only Bredl's python that has bitten me. And it was a feeding bite. It was my fault. That's what happens when you don't lead with the hook. We still love him. All right, pair number 2 is also double het stonewash stripe, but these animals have a little bit of a different look to them. Check it out. All right, now this is, again, a double het stonewash stripe female. We call her Emma Watson because when she arrived, me and my housemate were doing a Harry Potter marathon, and everybody loves Emma Watson. If you can see, is a lot lighter colored than Goji, the other double het female. She has a lot more of those lighter orange tones, not quite as dark. She also has an amazing transition of being really lightly colored near the head and dark down near the tail, which is something that I find appealing. A lot more color, a lot lighter, and I think that she is going to produce some very, very pretty offspring. This is one of those animals that was sent to me by Nick Mutton. So this was one of his holdback females. You can definitely tell she has some amazing coloration, and very excited to see the difference between what her clutch looks like and what Goji's clutch will look like, because you have kind of a arguably prettier, lighter at least, female here versus Goji, who's darker, but they are from the same clutch. So it will be interesting to see. All right, this is Bart Harley Jarvis, which is a reference to a TV show. So if you follow me on Instagram, I post this male a lot because he is just absolutely gorgeous. He is also double het for stonewash and genetic stripe. He will be getting paired with Emma Watson for obvious reasons. They're both extremely light examples. The interesting thing here is he doesn't really get super black near the tail. It stays pretty light. If anything, just kind of the black outline around the lighter portions intensifies a bit. But he's just a really interesting looking snake, in my opinion. I think he is one of my favorite looking redlie that I have here. Pair number 3. Now we're moving to the Hypo het stripes. So 2 pairs of that. Here's the first one. Okay, starting with the boy this time for the first pair. Now this is the boy that I call Robbie Star. I know my names are kind of crazy, but that's just because I ran out of ideas. I had a lot of fish as a kid, so I blew through all the normal names for pets. I have to get creative these days. So he is 50% hypomelanistic and het for genetic stripe. Really rich tones of that red, but it's very obvious that he is not full-blood hypo. The 50% hypo influence here has actually created a really interesting look that you wouldn't get in a full-blood hypo and you wouldn't get in a normal. You know, it's pretty cool. It's its own thing. Very pretty animal. He also has some natural orange pigmentation on his face. When I first got him, I thought that was like some dried blood or something, but he has shed multiple times in my care, and that pigmentation sticks around. Little pumpkin face going on, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, check out that face there. Woohoo! Dang, she's heavy. This big girl is Adele, not the singer, the sausage. Thank you very much. She's a little bit older than the other girls, 6 or 7 years old. She definitely has good body condition to go this year, so I feed her sparingly because she is a big girl. She does not need that much food. So again, 50% hypo, some very beautiful tones, het for genetic stripe. And very interestingly, even though it is only heterozygous, you can see partial striping on this animal. Nick Mutton told me what the word is for that, but I can't remember it right now. So read it right here when I have time to go back and find it, and I will put it in the video. So whatever that says, that's what's going on here, and it's a very cool genetic mechanism at play. And for those of you wondering how big a female Bredl's python that has not been power fed can be, maybe this helps you out. I'm about 5'7", 5'8". She's large. They can be big, and they can be a lot bigger than this for people that slam the food. I am not one of those people. All right, moving on. Pairing number 4. In typical I want to film a YouTube video fashion, this snake is in shed. So this is my boy, Roy Donk. He's very blue, which is a shame because in my opinion, he's the prettier of the 2 males. Very, very beautiful. He has a lot of that kind of rich peanut butter tone, if you will. Let's leave him alone. All right, and finally, his girl, Big Bertha, also 50% hypomelanistic head for genetic stripe. This girl and the boy that I just showed you that is in shed, they actually have produced together before. They have bred for Nick. I'm gonna repeat that pairing. I have no idea if there's anything to be said for familiarity between a male and a female, but why not? They've done it before, so maybe they can do it again. But anyway, this is Bertha. Such an amazing species. Look at that beautiful face and that blue tongue. They're so cool. All right, let's put her away. Bye, Bertha.
Well, Lucas, you said you're gonna breed the snakes, but what does that mean?
How the heck do you do that?
I want to know how to do that.
Good question, mysterious ski mask friend. Bredli are spring breeders. They don't breed during the cool down period, and for those of you who don't know what that means, I'm basically simulating a winter for them. So I'm dropping or cycling their nighttime temperatures to be colder the way that it would be in nature. I'm still providing a little bit of heat during the day so that they can keep up their metabolic and immune function. I'm not feeding them during this time. Spring breeders, that means they breed during the warm-up period after the cool down. So right now, all I'm doing is I'm slowly dropping their temperatures at night from where it was down to 70 at night. That's not enough. That is still a summer night for Brussels pythons in the wild. But that's pretty much as low as I want temperatures to get here in my room. So once I get them down to about 70 at night here, I'm actually gonna take them out of their enclosures at night. I'm gonna put them in some secure holding bins. I'm gonna take them out to a different part of my apartment and drop them down into the 50s. And then I'm gonna leave them down at that colder temperature at night for 2 months or so before I start to warm them back up. That's all I will tell you for now, and once we get to that point in real life, I will make a video on introductions and stuff like that. But that's what I'm doing right now, and that's what I'm gonna be doing over the course of the next few months. And if you have seen my previous vlog from a few weeks back, you know that I'm also working on a joint project with my friend Riley Jimison at GX3 Reptiles on a black-headed python breeding project this year. If you haven't heard about that, check out my last vlog where I drive up to Sacramento and dropped my male blackhead off. And so the update here is that things are actually going pretty well. We've seen some visual locks, which is a very good sign. So we do have copulation. So the news is good. He's been getting cozy with both of those girls up north. So I'll keep you posted on that project, but so far, so good. And I'm so excited. All right, another update I have for y'all is that I put together this new enclosure for my male false water cobra. Very proud of this new enclosure that I put together, so I wanted to show it off to the vlog. Yeah, you know what that is? UVB, fellas. That's right, I'm hopping on the train. I'm sure I could make an entire video on its own talking about UVB. I do intend on installing UVB in all of my cages, but I won't open that can of worms right now. Cool enclosures are cool. Hello, green tree python. How's it hanging on that stick that you're always on? They're so pretty. This is a very dangerous species of snake. You always have to make sure you hook these guys out. They will bite, and they are extremely venomous. Vicious, in fact. Don't buy this snake. This snake is nothing but chaotic energy and false sense of security. Yep. Vicious, I tell you. Oh yeah, hey, another update. I got this incubator. Here we go. This is a hot box by Sea Serpents, and it seems awesome. Yay! All right, welcome to the quarantine corner of my apartment. This is the other update, and that is that I do now have a female false water cobra named after a wonderful villain from the Star Wars universe, Ventress. So now I have a pair of this incredible species, and she is a high gold animal. Let's take a peek. There's a little bit of a partial hood from her right now, exhibiting that behavior which gives them their name, which is an amazing behavior. All right, so again, a high gold false water cobra. And I am still wearing a glove when I work with this animal. Just because I don't quite know her yet. This is a snake that, while no, it is not the kind of venomous that would send me to a hospital, unless I'm allergic. It is a snake that I don't necessarily want to get bit by. The glove is just a protective measure I'm taking until I know better what this animal is all about. All right, everybody, that's where I'm gonna leave it today. There are definitely a few other newsworthy things that I will be sharing with you very soon. I might have a couple more animals coming early in the new year. But for the YouTube channel here, I'm planning on making videos when those new things arrive. So I won't spoil the surprise yet. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed watching. As always, please do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Anything you want to say, drop it in the comments. Check out my new website, centralianexotics.com. I'm starting to add a lot of stuff to the website, including species descriptions, natural history, yada, yada, yada. So thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.